this thermostat, set for 6773. This one's blank. I've never been to this location, so I'm not 100% sure what's what here, but we're gonna figure it out. All right, well, I got 4 split systems here. I only found 3 thermostats though. This one looks like it's been running, because it seemed like there was like one unit that was set for 68 and it was 68 in there. So then we had those 2 thermostats, the one that was on and the one that was blank. Then we got this, so I'm pretty confident. I'm not sure what's going on with this one, but I'm pretty confident that's these 2 guys here. So they are probably supposed to do the bulk of the cooling. This one, I just have a fan running, and this one here is not running at all. So we're gonna start with the one that just has the fan running. This one is probably the one that's reading 73 and it's set for 67. This one's probably the one that's blank. Just taking a educated guess at that. So let's open this guy up and see why the devil the compressor's not running. These are old units. The old Semi-Hermetic 92. Well, they better hope I can get this thing back running. All right, so this is just a straight air conditioner. And let's test to see if we have a Y call. Looks like someone's replaced that transformer recently. So you see, we do have a Y call. Even though it's only 22 volts, we do have it, it's there. So next we're going to test, see if we have a call at the contactor and it's just not pulled in. A little bit difficult getting around the high voltage of this. I have no call at the contactor, okay. So next we'll see if we're out on a pressure switch or something, because this is a big system, but it's a pretty basic cooling circuit. So I guess the easiest thing we can do is just to see if we have, oh, that was just stuck on there, that was painted on there. Just to see if we have any charge. Okay, so as far as our contactor cooling circuit goes, we have, what is this? Why is that? Somebody's done something weird here. Why is that the coil of the contactor jumped to one of the high legs? Is this... that doesn't make any sense to me. So our Y call comes out of here, goes to this relay, and then this goes to a pressure switch. So that initiates our cooling call relay, which in turn does some great, okay, so it might be a high voltage contactor. That's weird. You don't see that very often on an AC system. That is a high voltage contactor coil. Okay, so that means it needs its other part of the 120 volts. Let's just see if we got charged. Let's see. I think we're out on some sort of pressure switch, so we'll see which one that is. Okay, so this device right here, that's a timer. And a lot of stuff goes through that timer, but that timer is bad. So once it, and all this is high voltage. Our contactor's high voltage, this is high voltage. The only thing that's low voltage is our thermostat, basically. So our thermostat sends 24 volts to the coil of this relay right here. And then it basically stops. That relay passes high voltage to this relay, and then everything else control circuit-wise is high voltage. So this timer, like I said, is bad. So basically I bypassed that timer to get them some air conditioning. I doubt I can even get that timer, but it's running now, and it looks like my fan's not running because I'm frosting back, but so we got to figure that out too, but a lot going on with this system, it seems like. So now we moved over to the system, this other system here, and it's not running at all. See if we have high voltage power. Okay, we have high voltage between 1 and 3, 2 and 3, and 1 and 2. Let's see if we have low voltage. Okay, we do have low voltage. Do we have a Y call? So we got 6 volts on our Y call. Okay. Six volts on the Y call. All right, we're gonna have to go back down. We're gonna have to find the air handlers for one, and then also see why I only got 6 volts coming up here on this guy. Seeing which thermostat's which. Okay, I just basically flipped these two thermostats around. This one, I think it has bad batteries, but this one did have a common wire, so I think that thermostat's just bad. Either that or I have really no common coming down. No, actually I do have a common because I tested it. This one does not have a common. So I'm gonna put some batteries in this thermostat, some new ones, and see if I can get this one coming on. But as soon as I put this thermostat over here, I heard a unit come on. So we're gonna go back up on the roof and see. I think it was the one behind me, not the one I was just working on. So let's go. All right, I have a 24 volt call here right now. We're gonna let this, see if this timer works, let it do its thing. This one might be bad too, but like I said, we'll let it do its thing and go from there. Actually, let's test to make sure we don't have a pressure switch open. Okay, and that's exactly what we have. Our low pressure switch is open. All right, let's see if we got any charge in this thing. Very little. But we do have some. Let's see if I can depress that a little better. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Barely any at all. This one might be kaput, honestly. This thing probably holds 50 pounds of gas. that sucks. It certainly does suck. So now I need to see if I can get that other one to work. Alright, well, I know at bare minimum we'll have to do a leak search on this one if they want to. Doubt they will. We're probably just looking at a change out on this guy here. That sucks, but they're not going to put, you know, $6,000-7,000 into a system this old. Yeah, I think these are 7.5 tons. I need to find the air handlers. I still haven't found them. I think we have a freewheeling blower here. I need to get to the door side of it. They've set all these freaking kennels in the way. Yep, just like I thought. Broken belt. See if we can cut this thing off. They did not. Look at all this I gotta work around. These beams and everything, it's almost impossible to get in here to this thing. But this one might actually be the easiest fix of them all. Breakers are over there. See, he's got a heat kit with it too. It actually just threw the belt. But it's seen better days, so I'm gonna see if I got one on the truck. I think it's an A55. I think that's A59. I'll see if I got one. If not, then I can at least try to put this one back on. I don't have one, so I'm gonna see if I can get this one back on there. I did get this one back on. It is very worn out though, but that'll at least give me the opportunity to see if I can test the rest of the system to see how well it's working. Here's the other one. Kind of shoots that way. Get some video here. Oh, the lower door is open on it. So I think the work shoots that way. And here's our back side here. This is the one that has the leak. All right, back up top, now that we know we have a functioning blower on this one, let's reestablish our Y call. All right, there we go. Well, we're making progress. So we know that one's dead. We got this one going. I know that one down there works. So we just got this one left. I feel like this one's been running. Hold on now. Yeah, that line says cold. We need to find another thermostat. Unless this one here is for a separate suite altogether, which might be. We need to figure that out. Because we do have a dividing wall right here, so it would make sense that this is a separate suite altogether, but I don't know that for sure. And I did only find 3 thermostats down there. One thing I like to do when I'm ever in a big area like this is I'll go to the edge and see what storefronts kind of match up with the vicinity of the units I'm in. See, this might be our unit here. So we might have 4 units here. But those 2 I know we're running, so and they're cycling on and off on thermostat, but I'll try to find another thermostat when I go down there. So we got 3 out of 4 units working, so that's not horrible. Yeah, we got some big time flashing in the sight glass. I'm just happy I got it going. two thermostats here. We got one here. We're just gonna bump that down to 65. And then we also have one here. So that, I believe, is what makes up our two smaller split systems up there. This guy is in bad shape, but it's running. And this guy's running, so I'm not gonna beat these ones up too much. Yeah, guys, those old Carrier semi-hermetic compressors, that confused me at first when I first looked at that, because it has a high voltage coil contactor. And when I first looked at it, it was set up almost like a walk-in cooler box is, where they have a 240 volt contactor coil. And what they'll do a lot of times is they'll just jump from one leg, like L2, over to the contactor, and then your control circuit breaks the other side of your contactor. And I seen that at first, and I'm like, well, what the heck is going on here? And yeah, the only low voltage circuit there is for the thermostat. So as soon as the thermostat engages that relay there, that relay then takes over with high voltage, and the rest of the control circuit, pressure switches, all that contactor is high voltage. So kind of confusing for a minute, but we got it figured out. And yeah, they're not going to put a whole lot of money in those systems. So I think, logically speaking, they're going to do them both at the same time, because they're going to have to disassemble a lot of those dog kennels for us to get in there and change those air handlers out. So the landlord is going to talk the building owner into possibly letting us do them both at the same time. Definitely going to do the one that's almost out of refrigerant, but possibly do them both at the same time. So that would be a nice little job for us. Hate to see those old Carriers go, because the one is still working, but you know, you got to make way for new stuff, man. You can't just have old stuff forever. So it'll be a nice job for us. But I think those units actually don't work out to 7.5 tons. I think those 009s come out to like 8 or 8.5 tons in Carrier speak. So yeah, so they're a little bigger than 7.5 tons. So we'll probably end up going back with just 7.5 tonners, though. I'm not even sure if we can get an 8 or an 8.5 ton split system, but we'll see. I'm letting our install department take it from there, our sales department, and then they'll work their magic on that. But all right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.